want to say good day to everyone that might be listening to this audio video moment of a newsletter from the Fountain for Natural Order of Our Existence. We were doing these newsletters like this until about a year and a half ago when we'd had to take a pause. We had just finished our second land trust. We'd had the president of Colombia come to Teneca, which was the village that is the gateway to the La Sierra for the Cagaba peoples, and offer to give land back, to return the land across Colombia, or at least some of it, a lot of it, back into the caring hands of the Cagaba Nation. And this is something we hold close and dear to our heart because for these almost 13 years that the Fountain has been marching, we've been holding a vigil. We've been putting ourselves into motion. We've been active on the ground in trying to support the original caretakers having their lands, their territories back in their care so that they can tend to these sacred sites, so that they can follow the inscription, the instruction that the mother herself gave in the original days with how to care for these sites. For these sites are like her acupunctures on her body, and things have been put on them and fences have been built around them to keep the original caretakers out. And so these ceremonies haven't been able to happen. And that is causing a lot of disease for this Mother Earth. So she's asked us, and she's given us a mandate to carry that's about to return those sacred territories to these original people so that her healing can begin. And since the time that we got together with you, we stated that we needed to take a pause so that we could really have a singular focus moving forward. And that singular focus is really caring for what I've just described. That singular focus is about returning to an economic model that was in the original days given by nature herself, which saw life, all life as sacred, that economized to life so that all voices were seen, heard, and everyone was valued. To understand that when we have sacred economy, it flows across the lands and it flows into the cultures that care for those lands. It takes care of the root of life here so that Mother Earth herself can restore and regenerate herself and return to a healthy state. She sent out a message not too long ago, about a year ago now, that said that she needed us to hear that she needed to be put first and the original caretakers needed to be sourced so that they could carry out a healing prescription that she's giving to them. And this way, she would not have to make such big movements that would disrupt the human species. That if we didn't hear this message and respond to it in that way, that she'd have to take on the movement for her healing herself, and it would be more disruptive to our human species. So we've been here in this moment of choice. And a lot of the work that we've been doing is to move globally around the planet to bring this message and to try to wake people to the moment of choice human society is in right now. And we went on marching, for she had brought us to the Cagaba Nation, and they had entrusted us with what we call the Sun Project. For right after we finished the second land trust, they told us that there was a 9-part broken body that we needed to restore. And that once that 9-part broken body was restored and regenerated, it would create a vibration that would be felt in all the sacred territories around the planet. And so we've been singularly focused on accomplishing that and to follow their instruction and consultation and walk that out. We've just finished the third land trust. And as we did that, they began to share what the parts of this body were about. The first land trust, which was near Teneca, was about the head. It was about memory. The second land trust, which was Teneca, was about the ear and about sound. The third land trust would be about eyes and the light. And this land trust was also protecting the tapir, which they see as their sacred holy animal that is the architect for our forest. We've just completed that, as I said, and now we're dreaming up how to put at the front gate of this land trust a research center so that people that are coming to visit Colombia that want to learn more from the Mamos can come to this center and can meet with the Mamos and get some education, instruction from them. It will also protect their space so that those coming to visit aren't going up and disturbing their villages, because their villages are really sustaining a original way of life that was given to them from the original days. So we really want to walk carefully and gently and respectfully and honor that we're all about protecting that kind of way of life. For it's a model for us all and a pattern that if we all follow and learn from, we can start to walk a sacred life in our own villages back home and with our own families and our own communities. That's our heart's wish and prayer. As we finished the third land trust, and they began to describe where the fourth land trust would be, which would be connected to the third land trust, they told us that would be about the mouth, the golden tongue. This would be about connectiveness. And they said once the golden tongue was restored to this broken body, that it would begin this vibration that would be beginning to be felt around the planet, and her healing would be in an open process now. It would be in movement. After I left, which was only 6 weeks ago or so, they sent word back to me that in consultation, they had received what the other body parts were going to be about. So from this golden tongue, we will move to the heart, we will move to the navel, we will move to the reproductive organs, we will move to the hand, we will move to the foot, and then, which they've just told us, a golden body will have been restored and regenerated. And that is what is going to be felt in the healing that moves around this planet. So I'm really humbled that we here at the Fountain can be in service in this way. I'm really humbled to be in this kind of moment of service, in this very prophetic moment of choice for us as humanity. So since the elections have gone off, it's even more prevalent that we pay attention to the alignment that's necessary to bring us into the new dawn. For I'll remind you of the prophecy of the eagle and the condor, which has been preparing us and now is instructing us with how to walk through these times. For you see, they told us in 2013 that we were opening to 13 years of the deep, deep cleanse. And if you take a moment and reflect back on that period of time, you'll see how deep the cleansing has been and is. And we're now entering in 2025, the last part of that 13-year cleansing. That's when the ending will fall into the beginning. And their instruction, pay close attention and observe the ending as it falls, so that we stay informed, but to stay focused on that which is breaking through and into the new dawn. And that will be carried by those individuals and organizations and movements that are basing their foundation of life on the original principles of reciprocity, collaboration, heart, unity, tolerance, compassion. All our relations and all life are sacred. These are some of those original principles. And so now the ending has begun. It's important for us to stay centered in ourselves, to light ourselves up, to be fully authentic with what we've been given to walk with and to serve in this moment, to unify ourselves, our resources in a collaborative way that will bring a quick response to the Mother Earth and what she's needing. For if we line up with her, if the earth is first, and then we bring the resources to take care of the original caretakers so that they can tend to this healing, so that they can restore their own way of life in their communities, and then the rest of us all line up behind that, much abundance will flow, and we will be the ones carrying ourselves into the new dawn as the Mother Earth herself moves into her ascension process. So it's quite a big moment for all of us. It's a big moment as a community here. It's a big moment as a grandmother with my family. And I know that we've been prepared, and I know we're the lucky ones because we have each other. We have our community, and we have a way of focusing ourselves into the service of this time, to the birthing of a new era. So with that thought, we're preparing all this and starting up our monthly newsletters to you again on this Giving Tuesday, Give Back Tuesday, I think is what it's called. And we need you to join us in helping resource this work so that Mother Earth herself can heal and we can make a response to her, that we are listening and we are listening to what she needs, and we are sourcing her original caretakers and the initiatives that will tend to her in the moment of ascension she's in. I'll see you next month. Thank you for your giving, for your heart, and for your service. Have a beautiful day.